On today's show, SGA is the best player in the league.
When that final buzzer rings, you know it's time for Locked On NBA Game Night. All the post-game reactions to every game across the league, every single night, with insights only the hosts at Locked On can provide. It's the true NBA fans' one stop for all the action. Every game, every night. It's Locked On NBA Game Night. Tipping off now.
And welcome. You're locked on to NBA Game Night. My name is Nick Angstadt, host of Locked On Mavericks podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into even bigger potential wins with a college basketball parlay profit boost. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. FanDuel, play your game. Joining me, as always, from Locked On Bucks. What did you see in the NBA tonight, Camille Davis?
High level hoops in OKC. Plus, a lot of home fans going home happy today. All the home teams won on Monday night. So a lot of happy fans.
We always get wild things happening on a Monday, and we may have gotten the best game of the NBA season so far, which is a high bar. There have been some great individual games this season. Maybe the bottom tier NBA games, like the ones that you and I are watching right now with our individual teams, are not super great on a night-to-night basis. The ones that we're watching on the highest level, though, are incredible. We'll obviously talk about Denver and OKC. We'll talk about the Jazz winning a hilarious game against the Golden State Warriors. We'll talk about the Clippers and Knicks. That one was fun. Two other games in the NBA, so we'll talk about those. But let's start here, Camille Davis. The Thunder get a win against the Denver Nuggets, and man, this was a incredible basketball game. This was one where you just see, all right, everything that is good about the sport and a lot of things that are fun about it and dramatic about it. It's just incredible. You obviously had the records. SGA ties Wilt Chamberlain for most games with 20 points in a game, 126 in a row. Absolutely incredible. You had a game winner by SGA. You had Jokic doing his thing with the triple-double. You had Aaron Gordon's second game back since January 23rd. You had just incredible. You had AJ Mitchell's return to play, and he was incredible stuff. You had the whole conversation about Jared McCain. He was going off, and then Sixers fans and other people were like, I can't believe they just got this guy for almost nothing. Let's hear from our guy Rylan Stiles from Locked On Thunder. This is an incredible OKC
Yes,
win.
it was.
Gilgeous-Alexander solidifies himself as the MVP with not one, but two kill shots from beyond the arc against Denver. The Thunder tried giving it away with two different 4-point plays at the end of the game due to a flagrant foul and an off-ball foul, one by Lou, one by J. Will. But it didn't matter because when you have the MVP, when you have the best player in the world, he's going to bail you out more often than not. And this is the third straight game that SGA's bailed him out against New York in the Garden, against Golden State at home, and now against Denver. And what's been a statement sequence for SGA. It's been incredible to watch him play. He ties Wilt Chamberlain's all-time record for most consecutive 20-point games at 126. Talk about consistency. And what's been more consistent than that even has been J. Will's success against Nikola Jokic. Look, you can never take away Nikola Jokic. He's going to get to his spots. He's simply a legendary player, just like SGA. But J. Will competes and makes life tough on him, even in a game where the Thunder were without Chet Holmgren. We're without Isaiah Hartenstein. We're even without J. Dubin Caruso, who scaled up to defend Jokic. J. Will took a beating. J. Will got it done as well, as he was incredible offensively as a play finisher. SGA, career high in assists, 0 turnovers tonight. He was wheeling and dealing and scoring and winning for Oklahoma City. What a game this was. More on Locked On Thunder.
Absolutely incredible game from SGA. To me, he said he's the undisputed MVP. I'm going to take it a step further. I think he's the best player in the game. You just watch what he can do, the way he is the head of the snake for this Thunder team, the way he can get his own shot, the way that he is just absolutely so consistent. I mean, the record just kind of says for itself. He's incredibly consistent at what he does. No one can really stop him. And the record then speaks for it as well. You see in a game like this, man, he is at the highest level. He will give you exactly what you need every single night. He's the best player in the game to me.
Yeah, listen, I love those arguments of best player in the game, because normally it's a couple guys whose names you can throw in the race. And normally I'm like, any of those names, I accept the answer. But seeing SGA do what he does at the level that he does it at with the efficiency, it's crazy. Like when he was left in a 1v1 matchup, he took advantage of it. He was going to try to score. Whenever the Nugget double teamed him, lots of pressures. One, didn't lose his handle too much to the point where he turned the ball over and put his team in a disadvantageous situation. But more often than not, he found his teammates and they were able to score off of those looks to a career high in assist in the same night where you hit 2 shots to put your team ahead for the victory, where you have 35 points on 21 shots, 15 assists, 9 rebounds. Like, SGA can do it all. And it's like the calm nature of him too. Like, he just does not get rattled in the moment, which is the biggest thing for me.
And I don't want to gloss over what Ryland said, the amount of guys they were missing in this game. And it's been that way all season. And yeah, they had their stretch where they stumbled a little bit, and the Spurs, I'm fascinated to see if we get that Spurs matchup in the playoffs. And obviously I would watch this one all the way through too. This one's incredible, but no Hartenstein, no Chet, no Jalen Williams, no Caruso. Like, their starting lineup was Case and Wallace, okay, normal starter. Lou Dort, okay, normal starter. Jalen Williams, Isaiah Joe, then off the bench, AJ Mitchell in his first game back. Jared McCain just joined the team like 2 weeks ago. Kenrich Williams, Aaron Wiggins. Like, any other star in the NBA, I don't know if they lead this team to a win like this against a team like this. Maybe Jokic can, and that's the only guy we're talking about in this conversation between the two of them. But man, he raises the floor of your team at just an incredible level to me.
I mean, that's what made this game fun, because you're seeing SGA do it on one side, but you're seeing Jokic respond in his own way on the other side. And to your point about who was missing for the Thunder, like, Casey Wallace, he had 2 fouls at like 2 minutes in the first quarter.
Yeah, right.
Like, he finished 16. The game with, what, 17 minutes in this game total? Like, this Thunder team, like, does not matter how shorthanded they are. They know their identity. They know how to play. And even early on, when threes weren't falling for them, they didn't panic. They didn't get out of themselves. They just kept with the process of like, hey, if we keep doing the right thing, shots are going to fall. And they did. And they had to against this Nuggets team, because the Nuggets were also finding ways to try to take advantage of the Thunder being so undersized in this game, which made it like a battle of styles, which was so fun to watch.
Right from the get-go. Like, the Nuggets got out to a 17-8 start, and it was literally 4 to 5 post-ups right out the gate. Jokic, Aaron Gordon, like, posting up these guys because they got matchups against Case and Wallace, Lou Dort. Even Jalen Williams is kind of like an undersized center compared to Jokic. And like, LKC calls a timeout with 8:13 left in the first quarter, only like 4 minutes into the game. It's Aaron Gordon has the last 13 for Denver. All of a sudden, like, the crowd is silent. And OKC in the timeout, they mentioned on the broadcast, they said, we don't have the personnel to gamble on defense. And I thought that was a fascinating statement, because that's the way they play. That's the way they play defense. They can gamble on everything on defense, because every single one of their guys is either solid or really, really good or elite on defense. And so they can gamble a lot of times. When you got Hartenstein, Chet, J-Dub, and Caruso, like, 4 guys that could potentially all make like an all-defensive team at some point in their career, or even this year. Like, you miss it, all 4 of those guys, you imagine, like, you have to play differently, and they couldn't play they couldn't gamble as much as they were, and it led to a bunch of Denver plays. And so then, Denver ends up going up 23-10, the 13-point lead. That's the biggest lead that they would have. Then OKC goes on a 22-10 run to take the lead with a minute left in that first quarter. They fought back, like you said.
Yeah, they did. And I thought in the second half in particular, that's when it really felt like the Nuggets were just continuously going to those inverted pick and rolls, where it was like, okay, we're going to try to take advantage of this. We are going to try to get J. Will off of Jokic as quickly as possible. And then once the switch happened, Jokic was like, all right, it's time to go to work. Like, for Jokic to have 32, 14, and 13 in this game, a loss, but still just the effort where you're just like, man. And it was a game where I felt like Jokic was going to have to be the guy who started putting pressure on the Thunder by scoring the ball, because early he was really looking to facilitate and get others involved. But then as the game continued on, when Jamal Murray's having a tough night shooting from the field, like, we kind of need you, Jokic, and he delivered as well on his end.
Absolutely. Let's go to the end of this game, because there was some craziness at the end. Like Ryland said, you had oh my gosh, go back to, okay, it was a tie game at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Then, like, you go 4 minutes left. It's a 4-point game. Jared McCain gets a 3-point, like, hits a 3. You hear all the conversation about how do they get Jared McCain. He's in there closing games for this team. Go back and forth. Isaiah Joe hits a midi against Jokic. It's a 4-point game and 3.5 left. Then you get the Denver challenge play where Christian Brown fouls SGA. It's unsuccessful. Jared McCain hits another 3. You're like, oh my God, what is happening? OKC is up 8 with 2 minutes to go. And then you get the play where Lou Dort comes around a screen from Jokic.
Yeah.
He's guarding Jamal Murray, and he whacks Jokic in the face with his left arm. He's going around Jokic, like he's going around Jokic to the left, and his left arm somehow flies back and hits Jokic right in the face. As soon as he falls down, the whole OKC crowd just starts booing, and you're like, as I'm watching on TV, I'm like, I don't know what you guys are booing about. And he literally whacked him right in the face. But they were like, hey, we had the theatrics 10 days ago, like literally 10 days ago when they had that scuffle where Jokic had the crazy eyes and Dort, like, it ends up being a flagrant one. Should it have been?
Probably, because it was to the face. Like, I don't think his intent was to hit Jokic in the face, but that's what happened. So we know how it is for above the neck in the NBA. Although if you're Giannis, they don't tend to call that, but that's neither here nor there at the moment.
I've glazed the OKC Thunder this entire podcast. This is my one time. Give me a second to be like the Mavericks guy. He absolutely meant to hit him in the face with that.
Think so?
Absolutely, yes. How could he possibly have done any other? Like, how do you throw your arm back like that when you're trying to go around a screen? Like he if anything, you would try to swim move and go over him, and his arm just like flings back behind him. I don't understand how your arm goes that way when you're trying to go around a screen. Maybe I'm just not an athlete.
He did kind of fling his arm like Jason Williams throwing a pass back in the early 2000s. Now that you mention that.
Maybe he's trying to do the Naruto run. Maybe that's what he was trying to do, trying to go. I mean, he just threw his arms back, like trying to do the Naruto run around Jokic. Or that's the only way that makes any sense. But then you get the Jokic 3 after that, which was massive, a 3-point game. Isaiah Joe misses a 3. Jokic, the spin move floater against Jay Will. It's a 1-point game. SGA hits the step back 3. Huge moment. Maybe a little push off. I'm not saying it. I already did my one.
I'll just imitate. I'll just do what he did.
maybe a little Jordan move. Somebody made a good point on Twitter today. They're like, I can't believe we wasted Maple Jordan on nickname on Andrew Wiggins.
SGA deserves that one. Like, he plays just like him.
Should have saved that one. Really should have kept that one in the clip. Jokic then hits a 3 on the top of the key. Jalen Williams fouls Jamal Murray off the ball. They give him 1 free throw. Tie game.
Bad foul.
Awful foul.
Bad. And he knew it too. He said it himself.
He said it after the game. He said it was the worst play of my life.
Yeah. Luckily,
Jalen Williams, though, incredible game. 29 points, 12 boards starting. Like, he's their third string center.
And he's giving you big production. Like, his game has grown so much since he came in the league, too.
He hit 7 threes.
I saw that he's hit the most threes in, like, any Thunder center in history now. I was like, wait, what?
Well, it's Kendrick Perkins. I mean, who's the other options? Steven Adams. I mean, who else are we going with? And then obviously SGA hits the step back 3 against Spencer Jones. Like, just an incredible moment, incredible play. To me, even that shot maybe solidified the MVP and then solidified, I think, him as the number 1 player in the NBA. Coming up, let's talk about the ramifications of this game. What happens now with the Nuggets? We'll hear from their side of it, from Swipa, and some other things about the Thunder, because it's just a wild game. We'll talk about that and more. Locked On NBA Game Night continues coming up next. Today's episode of Locked On NBA Game Night brought to you by Game Time. No better show for us to do this ad in the middle of. There's nothing like being in an NBA arena. The crowd, the energy, the moment. Imagine you were at that OKC game, seeing SGA hit that shot. Like, you have to be there. You have to see these guys in person. You have to see Wemby when he comes into town. You have to see Jokic when he comes into town. You have to see SGA when he comes into town. All of that. Getting tickets, though, that part has not always been so simple, but that's where Game Time comes in to help you. It's the go-to app for scoring tickets. I've used Game Time a lot to go to Mavericks games, Dallas Wings games, see my girl Paige Beckers. I've used it a lot. You get to see the view from your seat. You see the all-in price up front. I love that because I don't want to be surprised by fees at the end. I want to know what I'm getting myself into. Check out all the different things. Last minute tickets too. Like, sometimes I'll buy Wings tickets on my way to the game. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets and more with Game Time. Download Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDON, LOCKEDON, for $20 off your first purchase. That's Locked On for $20 off. Download Game Time app today. And remember, it's gametime.co, not gametime.com. Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On NBA Game Night, being part of the show, listening every day. Appreciate you for checking out the show. Locked On NBA, or Locked On Thunder. Go listen to that show with Rylan Stiles. Great stuff all the time on there. Also, Jeremy Lamb on the Squad Show. Shout out to former Thunder, Jeremy Lamb on the Squad Show for Locked On Thunder. So go listen to that show. Great stuff. And Locked On Nuggets. Great stuff from them all the time, including Swipa, who I can't imagine is very happy about a game like this, but it was still a good one. What do you think, Swipa?
This is the definition of a where were you game. The Denver Nuggets lose to the OKC Thunder 129 126. And my goodness, SGA, back-to-back threes, sidesteps to end the game. 35 points, 15 assists, 0 turnovers. One of the only games ever in history like this. And on top of this, plus 70 true shooting. Jokic, a 32-point triple-double on 74 true shooting. I think he had 8 points in the last minute of game. Still not enough because SGA pulls it out. The Nuggets, they lose another game. OKC, no Chet, no Hart, no Dove, no Caruso. They're able to get the win. The Nuggets, they got to find a way to get a win next game. But y'all, this was a special performance between two all-time great players.
Absolutely. I mean, Jokic, I'm talking about SGA like he just blew him out of the water. 32 points, 14 boards, 13 assists, 3 turnovers, hit 3 threes, including 2 of them late in the game that were just like absolutely necessary, where you just go, they don't get anywhere close unless he hits those threes. He only took 19 shots. I mean, he was more efficient than SGA was.
Yeah. He only missed 7 shots playing 40 minutes. And I think one part of his game too that should be highlighted, you could tell how much Jokic wanted this game because he was out here hustling on defense. When they were doubling SGA and guys had to rotate out to try to cover when the ball started moving, he was moving them feet as fast as he could. Jokic wanted this game, which again added to the whole vibe around this. When you see 2 of the best players in the league, even though they don't play the same position, just going head to head where both of their teams are leaning on their expertise. This was so fun. And then you had like the special like role players like Tim Hardaway Jr. popping off in this game too, where it was like, okay,
my guy.
I see you. AJ Mitchell in his return. Like, it was just a really, really fun game. And I love the fact that Swiper didn't have no hate in his heart because he just appreciated the good hoops that were on display. Like, there was no hate in the heart.
I think he had some in his heart. I don't know if he just didn't say it out loud. Tim Hardaway, 28 points on 16 shots. This is a Tim Hardaway game you'll get every 2-3 weeks. So you'll just be like, oh my, is this the best shooter in the NBA? 7 or 8 of 12 from 3.
Yeah,
absolutely. Including like, it felt like every time the Thunder went on a run in this game, they called a timeout, came back, Tim Hardaway Jr. hits a 3.
Normally a contested 3 at that.
I mean, he can hit some that are absolutely bonkers at times in this one. SGA after the game, he was asked about, if he knew he was going to take a step back 3. He said this, I want to know your thoughts. I have the answers to the test, but I got to see the questions first.
All right.
Scale of 0 to 5. Is that a bar?
No, it's like a 2. That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. Trying a little too hard on that one. Like, I'm sorry. Great game though, but that one.
Follow-up question. Will Jason Tatum try and use this line?
He's going to try to remix. He's going to forget part of it, remix a little bit.
How many former Mavs opponents can I hate on in this episode? AJ Mitchell.
I'm a Bucks fan, so I hate the Celtics too.
Awesome. High five. AJ Mitchell returns in this game for the first time since January 21st. He missed 20 games. He was awesome. 24 points off the bench on 16 shots. He's just getting to the rim whenever he wanted to. Floaters, like hitting shots. 1 of 4 from 3. Got to the free throw line 5 times. I was reminded. I wanted to look back. I was like, all right, how did they get him? His contract is wild. He was drafted by the Knicks. Mm-hmm. He was traded for Osha Ighodaro that is now on the Suns. His 2-way contract, he was on a 2-way contract with the Thunder. And then his 2-way contract was converted February 6th, 2025. 13 months ago, this guy was a 2-way player. And now he's like an incredible ad. Him plus Jared McCain, this is what I want to talk about here. Him plus Jared McCain is an incredible ad for this Thunder team. Like exactly what they needed. Maybe not to the level that I guess it is to the level because AJ Mitchell has just risen to that level where you're like, what did they need? They needed a ball handler and they needed guys to get their own shot in some way and and a little more shooting. You got it with both these guys. Yeah.
And if AJ, not necessarily saying like, hey, can you make sure that every single game out, you give us exactly 24 points. Like that might be too much of an ask, but the fact that he's someone who can create his own shot so they have another guy they can count on too, especially if injuries hit him. You don't want that to be the case, but if you can count on AJ to kind of come through and be that secondary guy for this team with everything else that they have, especially like on bench units, oh man, it can get scary for the rest of the league with AJ coming out like this.
Aaron Gordon of the Nuggets, he had 23 points, 10 boards. He had 19 in the first half. He was incredible. His second game back since January 23rd. where he only played 21 minutes against the Knicks. He played 28 in this game. They need him. I mean, this is the piece that they just need to be great going forward.
Yeah, he's a special piece because of his size, his ability to defend, and the fact that he added that shot to his game as well, where you have to respect him on the floor. He's a great floor spacer. He's a smart player. He's a connector. Like, Aaron Gordon has grown into the guy that I know Orlando was like, oh, dang, like we knew we had something in AG right there, but getting to Denver and being able to play in this role, I think really has elevated his game as well.
He needed to be a third at some point in his career. He's just like the third best player in the NBA to me.
Yeah, arguably for sure.
Coming up, the Clippers get a win. Darius Garland makes his introduction, says, hey, I'm here, LA. Let's talk about his game and more coming up. Locked On NBA Game Night continues next. Locked On NBA Game Night is brought to you by TurboTax. It's tax time, but for a lot of us, the old way of doing taxes is a lot. Trying to book an appointment, that's not the most convenient way. Sitting in a waiting room with a stack of papers, emailing back and forth, and wondering if they really get your situation. But this year, you're getting a major upgrade. Intuit TurboTax now has in-person locations nationwide. You can meet face-to-face with a real tax expert and get documents uploaded straight to your TurboTax app on the spot. Just like that, you're done. Your TurboTax expert works to get you every dollar you deserve while you get real-time notifications as you go about your day watching games like this. It's the relief of walking in and meeting a real person and walking out knowing your taxes are being handled right. Head to turbotax.com/local or find a store near you and book your appointment. TurboTax.com/local. Also brought to you by FanDuel. College basketball, it's nonstop. If you're like me, you are paying attention to a team like the Dallas Mavericks or even the Milwaukee Bucks. You're paying attention to college basketball. You're paying attention to these guys that are coming in the draft for sure. There's all kinds of fun stuff with college basketball. Now, FanDuel is giving you an even better way to turn that energy into even bigger potential wins with a college basketball parlay profit boost. Check out all the different things that they have. Right now, they've got all kinds of odds for the Final Four. Let's see. They got Michigan -195, Duke -195, Cam Boozer, Arizona -115, Florida -110. All those are favorites to make the Final Four. So if you think somebody else is going to make the Final Four, go put some money on them with the profit boost right there. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. FanDuel, play your game.
Big chicken, baby.
I think a lot. I'm very smart.
Take that for that.
Count it up. Count it up. Count it up. Count it up. Count it up.
It's Counted Up. We're counting the most interesting, fun things in the NBA. 4 more games were played tonight. There's other games besides just this one. I enjoyed that one so much. We just went long on it.
Okay.
The Clippers get a win against the New York Knicks. Darius Garland was great in this game. This was one where he really stood out. He had some big moments late in this game. He ended up finishing this game with, he had a bunch of threes. Kawhi Leonard was great in the first half of this one. He had 21 in the first half. This was a really good game for them. What did you see from the Clippers in this one?
I saw a team that, despite what I thought at the beginning of the year, seeing the record when they only had 6-21 at one point in December, I was like, oh yeah, everything with this Clippers team is falling. It's going to be the curse of Chris Paul. They have rerouted, and after the trade deadline, adding some younger bodies, and the way that Kawhi Leonard is also playing basketball right now, it's just a fun team to watch, to be completely honest with you. I was already in because I'm going to watch Brook Lopez. So Brook Lopez can't play anymore. But seeing this old man around this other OG in Kawhi and then these young bucks, like it's really fun to watch.
Real quick, count it up.
Count it up.
Were you surprised that Brook Lopez only gets 2 haircuts a year?
No, it made so much sense. I've always wondered, and I've never put together when the cut actually happened. But when I heard it was only 2, I said, that makes so much sense. I love Brook Lopez. That makes so much sense.
Wild. Yeah, but this is I think the introduction of Darius Garland for Clippers fans. 23 points, 7 assists, only 2 turnovers, hit 5 threes. And this one had some clutch moments, played 30 minutes. He's played like 4 games for them. He had a game against Memphis where he had 21 and 6, but it's Memphis. I mean, they're starting my guy Omax at center. They're not playing a lot of NBA players at the moment. But this is a really good game for him. And you look forward and you're like, all right, well, this Clippers team, they started 6-21. And the last team to make the playoffs that was 6-21 was the Cavs in 85. The only other team to do it before that was the Bullets in 53. 1953, Camille. 19. We're closer to 2053 than we are to the Bullets when they did this.
Oh my God.
closer then. The other teams that have had the worst record that have made the playoffs, the 71 Hawks were 7-20 to start. The 22 Pelicans
Yeah, they
This
got
is
off to a bad start.
2022, not 1922. I just want to clear that up. They had a bad start, but they were 7-20, and they ended up making the playoffs. My question for the Clippers:
Count it up.
are they going to do it? They're in the play-in right now. They're back to 500.
Yeah,
Making
they're
the
gonna do
playoffs,
it.
getting through the play-in.
Ooh, through the play-in.
Well, that's the thing. You got to get through the play-in. You can't just make the play-in.
That is true. That is true. Top 10 alone doesn't do it for you, but they can beat. Yeah. I mean, yes, I'm going to say yes, because I think the Suns and the Clippers in that play-in spot are the two teams who I would bet on going forward over the Warriors and the Blazers. So yeah, I think the Clippers do it.
Shout out to my guy, Derrick Jones Jr. 4 threes in this game, 7 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, even including a huge block that I think changed the momentum at the end of this game. He blocked Brunson with 2 minutes left. They were starting to make a comeback. It was a 5-point game. Blocks Brunson, Mathurin, and 1 scoop on the other end in transition. That was a huge momentum swing for this one. The Jazz had momentum going one way. They were up by 10 in the fourth quarter. They sit Keontae George for the whole fourth quarter. I wonder if David Locke's going to even mention that in this one, Camille.
Introduce you to Blake Hinson, David Locke of Locked on Jazz. Jazz have a new two-way player. His name is Blake Hinson. He's a really good shooter. In fact, when he was playing for the Santa Cruz Warriors, he hit 10 threes in a game in the G League. Well, tonight, with 30 seconds left, Jazz looking for a 2-for-1 in a ball game, tied up against the Warriors. It was Blake Hinson on the right wing against the Golden State Warriors, who buried the 3 to give the Jazz the 119-116 win over the Golden State Warriors. Hinson said after the game, "I like this job. I'm just trying to keep it," which was about as refreshing as you can hear from any two-way player. And when talked about hitting the game winner against the Warriors, well, I'd done it a lot of times to them in practice. The Jazz were shorthanded tonight. Keontae was on the injured list with a flu, and he did not finish the game. The Jazz...
Oh, did he not finish the game, David Locke? Did he not finish the game? Because he was sick?
Huh?
Calm down.
Closed the game against the Warriors with Cody Williams, Elijah Harkless, John Konchar, Kyle Filipowski, and Blake Hinson, and were able to hold off the Warriors' rally late in the ballgame for a 119-116 win. Kyle Filipowski continues to play very good basketball as of late as the Jazz...
And how many minutes did he play in the fourth quarter?
had 8 different players in double figures. Filipowski with the most well-rounded line of 18 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists tonight for the Jazz.
Oh, it's not often you get to yell at your boss, but he's not here to defend himself.
Boy.
So the Jazz are doing some tanking backflips. I mean, they sat Keontae the whole fourth quarter. They played him the third quarter. Apparently he got sick between the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and they decided to sit him. They also only played Filipowski like 4 minutes in the fourth quarter too, and he had a great game. The Jazz still win this game because the Warriors have nothing. I mean, they have nothing right now. It is wild to watch this Warriors team, and you're like, man, imagine that Warriors team we used to watch, and we were like, wow, they're too OP for the NBA. Like, not anymore.
Yeah, time. I mean, hey, time don't wait for nobody. And when you have the injuries that the Warriors are facing right now, where the engine of their entire offense is out right now and has been out for a while, like it's definitely a struggle for Golden State. So yeah, tough times. And then you don't have Jimmy Butler either, who was like that other piece you added to the team to kind of take you to the top. Al Horford, your free agent over the summer, ain't there. Kristaps Porzingis isn't playing. Your trade line acquisition. You don't even have Moses Moody playing either. So like, yeah, shorthanded, a game that I'm sure the Warriors still expected to win, but hey, sometimes things don't go as planned. You can ask the Jazz because things didn't go as they planned in this game either. They didn't plan this.
They wanted to lose this game. They wanted to lose this game. They were playing Elijah Harkless, Blake Hinson, the guy Blake Hinson that Locke was talking about, a 26-year-old rookie that they brought into this game, a two-way guy. Okay, I'm done talking about the Jazz. The Mavs are going to pass the Jazz in the lottery, and it's going to be David Locke's going to be even more mad at me. The Cavs get a win against the Sixers. Let's hear from Danny Cunningham on this one.
Danny Cunningham here at Rocket Arena after the Cavs beat the Philadelphia 76ers 115-101. They're tearing up the floor right now, so we're just going to walk the concourse for about 94 feet and talk about this game. And I would deem this a professional effort from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Sixers were without Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey out with that hand injury, VJ Edgecombe didn't play, Paul George still suspended, and we have seen at times the Cavs in this spots play down to their opponent. They've lost games like this this year, and this final score was not indicative of this game. The Cavs led by as many as 26, and they very clearly took their foot off the gas pedal in the fourth quarter, making this a closer game than it needed to be. But overall, I think professional effort is the way to characterize it. James Harden passed 29,000 career points during this game. He had 21 points, had an awesome stretch in the third quarter where he went on a personal 7-0 run, hit a couple of step-back threes. One of them was overturned to 2 because of a foot on the line, and he just did a lot of really good James Harden things. Keon Ellis also had a really good game for the Cavs. He had 19 points, hit 4 threes, also got to the basket, got to the free throw line 7 times, and Cavs looked pretty good, all things considered. Second night of a back-to-back, hard to find very many things to be upset about in this win. Now the Cavs head on the road to take on the Orlando Magic on Wednesday night, and I'll talk to you after that.
That was a good win for the Cavs. They professional win, like Danny Cunningham said. The Grizzlies do not get a professional win.
Oh, no, they don't.
They get a lose. They get a loss. They get a loss.
No, a lose is right. That's a perfect way to describe it.
I meant to say lose. So let's hear from Joe Molinax. I don't know. Maybe he's accepting the losses at this point.
The Memphis Grizzlies lost again on Monday night. This time it was to the Brooklyn Nets in what shall be dubbed Tankapalooza, Tankamania. Insert whatever tank-related phrase you want here. That's exactly what transpired as the Memphis Grizzlies tanked away the game. Not purposefully, because the players and the coaches don't do it on purpose, but you know what I mean. I'm Joe Molinax of Locked On Grizzlies. And again, G.G. Jackson didn't lose that game on purpose. Jalen Wells wasn't actively trying to lose, but the Grizzlies organization, with 8 active players, did their best to not put their best foot forward against the Brooklyn Nets. And in fairness, the Nets didn't play Michael Porter Jr. It wasn't their strongest lineup either. But when you don't have a legitimate big in the lineup, when you're asking 8 players to go out there and compete as best they can, when you could argue that their most veteran player is G.G. Jackson, who's 21 years old, what do you expect Tuomas Islo, head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, and his staff to do? You should expect them to lose.
And lose they did, Joe. Igor Doman is out for the rest of the season with plantar fascia. My question for you, Camille, on this one is assess his season for the Brooklyn Nets, considering everything that they drafted him to be. They tanked really hard, and they didn't get the top pick. He played 52 games, averaged 10 points, 3 assists, almost 2 turnovers, shot under 40% from the field, but 38% from 3 on 6 attempts.
I don't think it was necessarily the season that was hoped for from him coming into the year, but I felt like as the year went on, his play was starting to improve, and all the rookies on the Nets are in a very different type of situation. Just one, due to the sheer number of rookies on that squad and trying to find their way. So I think all in all, like, it was an all right rookie campaign. Maybe not what you expected at his draft position, but he did show some signs of promise.
I thought he was going to be a hand, like ball in his hands, making stuff happen, 5-6 assists a game. And maybe he had, 3 or 4 turnovers a game because he just has the ball. That is just not the player he ended up being for the Nets this season. Like, he's been way more of a 3-point shooter than I thought he would be, and less of like a distributor than I thought he would be on this team. It's been kind of interesting to see his, the way it's turned out for him with the Nets. This is an incomplete. Only played 52 games. Weird Nets team, like you said, 5 rookies trying to get time at different points. Just a really strange one. I kind of hope that they get. I hope they get like Boozer and they can just make everything make sense. It's like have one guy that's the 4 that everything plays through, and then all these other guards can play around him, and it all makes sense. Like, I think that would be a good thing for the Nets going forward, but. We'll see. Go listen to Locked On Nets. Go listen to all these great Locked On shows. Stuff happening all the time. Locked On Bucks. Go listen to all your favorite shows. LockedOnPodcast.com/Everydayer Club to get access to the Everydayer Club. Ad-free episodes of all these great shows. Guys, thanks so much for listening to Locked On NBA Game Night. Boom.